This learning object is a production of Abu Dhabi Men's College, Center of Excellence for ICT and Learning Technology.
We're here today to talk about referencing. It's extremely important to reference if you're about to do a project or an assignment. You're going to be using a certain amount of materials like books, websites, things like that. You need to explain, you need to show where you're getting your information from. It's important to give credit to the authors for their ideas, their information, even the words that you might use from the author. If you don't do that, that's what we call plagiarism, which is a very, very serious offence and punishable by law and can lead to quite extensive fines. So really important that you remember to list everything that you have used from your research. Here at the Higher Colleges of Technology, we recommend the MLA style of referencing. There are many types. Always check with your teacher first, but we usually do MLA. And what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to reference 4 types of resources. We will look at books, magazines, websites, and databases. They would be the 4 most popular resources that students would use in order to research, work for a project or an assignment. Now, even though they are very different kinds of resources, there are some features that remain the same, and they would be the author's name, the title of the book or the magazine or the database website, the place published, and the publisher's name, as well as the date that that resource was published. So for example, let's have a look at a book. Most books will have one author, so let's try this as the first example. What we do is we put the author's name first, starting with the family name, followed by the title of the book. Then we put the place that it's published, the name of the publisher, and of course the date published. That's probably the most simple type of referencing that you would do. However, a magazine article starts to get a little bit more complex. Still, we have the author's name, then the title of the article from the magazine, the name of the magazine, followed by the date it was published. And we usually include the page numbers of that article. Then let's have a look at a website. Okay, so once again, if there is a name, we put the author's name, the name of the article on the website, and usually the name of the website, the date that was put up on the web, followed by, once again, the organisation behind it. It's important to put the date that you actually accessed that site, and of course the URL. So it's not just a matter of putting the URL up. There's a lot more information we need to do. And the final one that I think most students would tend to use is a database, which is kind of like a website. So again, the author's name, the name of the article, then we would put the magazine that it originally came from, the date that was first published, followed by any of the page numbers. Then what we would do is put the name of the database and the institution that it comes from, followed by the date that you accessed it on the website, and of course the URL, which is quite usually very, very long, as you can see there. Now, referencing usually means that we list all of these resources at the end of our project, and we do it by in order of the author's family name or surname, and we put the title bibliography because that's the list of the resources that we've used. And that's one of the main ways we would reference at the end. But throughout your project work, you might like to quote one of the authors. So what you would do is this is what we call inline citation, of course. What you would do is if you're doing a direct quote, take the sentence, put it in inverted commas or speech marks, but you put the author's name in brackets and the page number, if there is one, straight after that quote. Sometimes we like the idea of what the author's saying. We like to use that information, but we want to put it into our own words. We would still need to acknowledge that, because it's not something that we would have known had we not read it. So we can still put it in our own words, but it's really important to put the author's name and where you got that from as well. So 2 types of referencing: at the end of your project and then throughout the project as you're quoting. The good news is that there are websites that can help you do this, and I'd like to recommend the 3: Citation Machine, EasyBib, or Noodle Tools. And if you go into those websites, it will lead you through the information that you have to put in, and it will develop the referencing for you. So as long as you know where to look and what information you need to put in, you'll come up with a really nice bibliography too. Okay, so we wish you all the best with your project work, and don't forget that if you do need any extra help with compiling your reference list, to come up to the library, and the librarians are here to help you with that. And don't forget, the websites are also very helpful as well.